Hey, Kenya Halliburton here. Welcome to this week's content creation challenge. This week, I challenge you to create a launch or production calendar. All right, so for this challenge, I need you to be honest with me. Have you ever secretly felt afraid to succeed? What about afraid to fail? You know, that paralyzing anxiety that causes you to play small, keeping yourself busy, avoiding doing the things necessary to have the life and business you want? Oh, sweet success. It's something we all want, and it looks different for all of us. But no matter what your picture of success looks like, if you're a woman entrepreneur with big ambitions and a complicated life, I can just about venture to guess that generally speaking, being free to do the stuff you love, live the life you want while making the money you deserve just about sums it up, right? So the fear of success or fear of failure is a silent killer of potential and what stands between you and making success happen. These two types of fear are cut from the same cloth, but how do you overcome them and keep them from ruining your chances at experiencing the success you want and deserve? How do you go from fearing success to expecting it? Well, there are lots of tips and hacks out there, from written exercises to visualizations. But in this video series, I want to explore how you can practically overcome these fears by good old-fashioned preparation. And since I'm all about showing you how to successfully market and manage your business better with content, in this video, I want to show you how creating a launch or production calendar can help you kick your fear around launching products and marketing campaigns to the curb once and for all. So one of the biggest and most common failures we fear and experience in our online business endeavors is the failure to launch. And it doesn't matter whether you're trying to launch a blog, a new product, program, or event, you're probably haunted by the same questions. Questions like, can you actually pull it off? And if you pull it off, can you actually be consistent? And if you manage to do both, will you be able to manage the success that comes from your efforts? And the answer is yes, but only if you're prepared. And in my experience, the best way to prepare yourself is with a launch or production calendar. So what is a launch or production calendar? Well, it's basically a timeline for when you will carry out the task required to produce a product, service, event, or some other specific goal. For example, if you want to write and release a book, you'll need to know your deadline and what tasks are needed to complete and market your book. Then you'll need to create a schedule so you can see the path for hitting your deadline. So exactly how do you create a launch or production calendar? Well, the first step is to brainstorm or outline all the steps needed to complete your project. Wait, shouldn't you be setting your deadline first? Well, actually no. Setting a deadline before knowing your workflow will actually set you up to fail. And this happens all the time. You want to launch a new product or a program in, say, 30 days, but you're not aware of all the steps involved in setting up a successful launch. So you miss steps and you start posting stuff about your program, and 30 days later, crickets. Wasting time and money and enthusiasm is never fun. So I recommend figuring out what tasks and resources are needed first. The deadline is actually the last thing you want to set. So basically what you want to do is create a checklist of everything you need to do to launch or complete your project. And I mean everything you can think of. And if you don't know, just Google it. Once you have your checklist of tasks in place, put them in sequential order. What needs to be done first, second, etc. Next, it's time to create your schedule. So in this step, you want to use a generic monthly calendar to realistically map out the tasks. What do I mean by generic? I mean, use a blank monthly calendar and strategically add your tasks. You can group several simple or related tasks together for one day and leave time between more complicated or time-consuming tasks so you can give yourself time to get them done, because some things just take longer than others. As you can see in this example, this task starts here and is completed several days later. Once you have a general picture of what a schedule looks like for you, you want to then set a deadline based on a real date. And an easy way to do this would be to determine when you want to start. So let's say it's the middle of February And you don't want to wait till March 1st to have a clean schedule. Well, you simply take whatever time frame you're shooting for, say 45 days, pop open Google and type in something like 45 days from February 19th, and this will give you your launch date. Now you can calculate on what day each item on your calendar needs to get done to launch on schedule. Now, if you're thinking, man, this seems like a lot of work, it is a bit tedious, but it's worth it. The cool thing about this is that you're setting up a repeatable template for launching similar projects in the future. This means that every time you launch a new product or a program, you'll know exactly what needs to be done and how long it takes to get done. Now, step 4 is optional. You can choose to enter your task in an online project management tool of your choice. In my experience, the technology of project management tools like Basecamp, Asana, Trello, Podio, etc. can actually make you unproductive if you're not careful. And this is because trying to figure out how to use the tool to help you manage and collaborate can actually create more work for you or your team members and get in the way of actually getting stuff done. Not to mention the possibility of getting trapped with a monthly bill you can't get out of because all of your files and information are locked in the tool. So, knowing all the steps in advance can help you to visualize the best way to use one of these tools more effectively, competently, and confidently, avoiding many of the time and money traps that often plague most webpreneurs. Step 5 is optional as well, but highly recommended. So you can create a time budget for each task or group of tasks. Now you could simply document your time as you move through the project, but you can also go back over your calendar and add a time estimate you can work against to determine how long it takes you to do certain things. This is beneficial for 2 reasons. If you are a freelancer or a contractor, it helps you to provide a more accurate quote so you don't wind up working for free. And if you are a business owner who is hiring a freelancer or a contractor, it helps you to keep tabs on costs and not be taken advantage of by someone trying to say pad their timesheet. You should create a production or a launch calendar before you jump into any new project. And if it's a project you know you will repeat, like a product launch or a book or an ongoing marketing campaign like this video series I'm doing, you should use your calendars to create a routine and a rhythm. Keep in mind that the first time you do this, you may find you'll have to add to your schedule or adjust it as you go along. But once it's in place, you'll be able to launch with the expectation of success instead of being driven by the fear of failure or success. This is actually a practice that I use in my own business, and it's the first thing I do when working with clients on a new project. So if you love the idea of having a roadmap or a product launch calendar in place, but don't want to do this alone, I invite you to sign up for a complimentary discovery session to discuss your project and discover how I might be able to help you create a custom production or a launch calendar for your business. So what do you think? Do you think having this in place can help you conquer your fear and help you pursue success more confidently and successfully in your business? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video valuable, please like, share, and add to your playlist. And as always, if you need support, be sure to join my Shiro Squad on Facebook at joinmyactionmind.com. I'd love to meet and support you and learn how these challenges are working out for you. Plus, stay up to date on the latest content challenge to help you create content to market and manage your business better. See you next week.